It was 2008 when residents of Taos, New Mexico started reporting an odd phenomenon happening in their town. They said they could hear a strange hum coming from somewhere. At first, they thought it might be some kind of construction noise or maybe a new manufacturing plant that had moved into the area. But the noise didn't fit that explanation. The hum was constant and very low, like the low rumble of a distant engine. And it never seemed to stop, not during the day, night, winter, spring, summer, or fall. It was always there, a droning presence that permeated every waking moment for those who lived in Taos. But here's the thing, scientists went to Taos to try and figure out what was causing this noise, and they couldn't hear anything at all. Using highly sensitive microphones and recording equipment, they scoured the town for the source of the hum. They even used a helicopter to listen for the sound from above. But no matter how sensitive their equipment was or where they placed it, they could never pick up the sound. It was as if the device they were using had been rendered deaf to a sound that only certain people could hear. Today, the mystery of the hum continues to baffle scientists and the people of Taos alike. So what could it be? To find out, let's take a deep dive into this mysterious phenomenon. There are two things that make the Taos hum particularly strange. The first is that it appears to affect only some people, while others hear nothing at all. This suggests that the source of the sound isn't coming from outside of the people who hear it, but from within. The second strange thing about the sound is that it can drive a person insane. Those who hear the sound report that it's not just an annoyance, but an all-consuming obsession. They say that it drives them to the point of distraction and can even cause hearing loss. Physicists who have studied the phenomenon have offered a few possible explanations for what might be going on in Taos. One idea is that the noise could be caused by a buildup of static electricity in the nerves of the ear. This would explain why the noise seems to come from inside the head and why it is more intense for some people than others. Another explanation is that the Tacoma could be experiencing a form of mass hysteria. This is a psychological phenomenon in which a group of people start to believe that they are experiencing something together, even though it's not real. Finally, some physicists believe that the town could be sitting on top of a natural frequency that is causing the air molecules around it to vibrate. This would explain why the noise is constant and why it seems to be coming from everywhere and nowhere at the same time. While these are all possible explanations, none of them have been proven. And the mystery of the hum continues to elude scientists. Outside of Taos, there have been other reports of similar humming noises in places like Brighton, England, and Sydney, Australia. In each case, the noise was never identified and the source was never found. These cases, along with the case of Taos, have led some people to believe that the noise is actually a paranormal phenomenon. Proponents of this idea believe that the hum is actually the sound of ghosts or demons and that it is somehow able to penetrate our physical reality. However, there is no evidence to support this claim and it remains just a theory among many. The truth is we still don't know what causes the humming noise in Taos or any of the other places where it has been reported. It's a fascinating mystery that has captured the attention of scientists, researchers, and everyday people alike. If you're one of the many people who's heard the hum, please share your experience with us. And if you've ever been to Taos, we'd love to hear about your experience there too. Who knows, maybe you can help solve this mystery once and for all. So what do you think? Is the noise in Taos a real phenomenon or is it all in our heads? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more great content. Thanks for watching. In the remote northern New Mexico town of Taos, a small group of residents are driven crazy by a mysterious noise that drives them insane. It's a deep, constant hum that sounds like a distant engine. And it never stops. Locals have nicknamed the noise the Taos Hum. And while it's not dangerous, it is incredibly annoying. For decades, scientists have tried to get to the bottom of this mystery. But here's the weird part, scientists who went to investigate the area couldn't detect any such sound. It's there, but only for certain people. No known source has ever been found. Join me as we look at what could be behind the mysterious humming noise in Taos, New Mexico. The first known reports of the Taos hum came from residents in the late 1990s. At first, it was just a few people. But soon more and more people began to hear it. The hum is described as a constant low-frequency sound similar to a jet engine or a large fan. It's not loud enough to wake you up in the middle of the night, but it's definitely noticeable if you're in its presence. Many people report hearing the hum when they're outside, but some say they can hear it inside their homes as well. The hum doesn't seem to be random. Most people who hear it say it's coming from a particular direction. And it seems to follow them around wherever they go. It's almost as if they're hearing a private concert just for them. That's an incredibly strange phenomenon and one that scientists are struggling to explain. At first, the general consensus among scientists was that the noise didn't exist. After all, sound needs a source and there were no factories, airports, or other major sources of noise in the area. This led many to believe that the whole thing was a hoax. However, in 2001, a team of researchers from the University of New Mexico took up the case. They used highly sensitive microphones to record the area and they discovered a low-frequency hum at 19.5 Hz. The researchers could hear the hum with their microphones, but they said they couldn't hear it with their ears. The mystery only deepened. Some residents even reported hearing different noises, including a knocking sound and a roaring noise. These sounds were never recorded by the scientific team. This led some to believe that the entire thing was in our residents' heads. After all, if the sound wasn't actually there, it would make sense that different people would hear different things. So far, there have been three main theories proposed to explain the mystery. The first is that the noise is real and it's coming from a natural source that we don't yet understand. Proponents of this theory point to the fact that the hum seems to follow people around and that it has heard in other parts of the world as well. There have been reports of similar humming noises in England, Australia, Canada, and the United States. So perhaps the source of the noise is coming from deep within the Earth or even from outer space. The second theory is that the noise is real, but it's coming from a human-made source. This could be something as simple as a nearby power plant or a more complex phenomenon like sonar testing by the military. However, there's no evidence to support either of these theories. The third and perhaps most likely explanation is that the noise isn't real at all. In other words, it's all in our residents' heads. This could be due to a number of factors such as stress, anxiety, or even boredom. If people are desperate for some excitement in their lives, they may be more likely to believe that they're hearing a mysterious noise. What do you think is causing the noise in Taos, New Mexico? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this one.